So we're exposing these people are probably shocked, but I know they've been spying on me through this window for quite some time. The tenants who live in the apartment across the way upstairs. I've suspected it. John has said as much. Uh, John always alerts me when to cover up. Sometimes, because I like that window shade, but I always forget to close it at night. I guess the night is the worst when we have the light on in here and I'm not very well dressed. Yeah. So we're kind of spying back on them right now. We put a light on here, a spotlight. And they immediately I pointed at the window when I noticed someone up there tonight, and they immediately turned the lights out. Right. Now what? Now we play it by ear. Play it by ear. It'll be interesting, though. Do I have anything to worry about? Never. But they don't get a free show anymore. Okay. Cat's out of the bag. Yeah, right. We watched the Charlie Manson documentary that's streaming on MGM right now. Oh, look, the lights went on over there. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, let us be the voyeurs now and see what's going on in this house. I never have problems, but there's a lot of like men living in that house, like single men. Like Mexican workers and stuff, right? And so Johnny's just like, okay, let's see if we can see anything in this window. Again, usually it's up top, but they turn the light out. Very interesting. So we watched the Charlie Manson documentary, and it was pretty intense. And I don't channel entities like the ones that possessed Manson. So anyway, they seem to have gone out. They like jumped in their car or something. The Manson family. Well, this is the thing. Oh, this is our new chalkboard. I love it. Thank you, Johnny. Yeah. Shaped like a mushroom. And it's made of genuine slate, which is what we were looking for. That's a plastic thing. So we're not, that's not what we were looking for. That's marker on there because chalk is impossible on that thing. They got a lot of nerve selling that. This is a real thing. It's heavy. It's heavy. But Johnny said we can also use it when we're not doing art on it, on little cartoons and writing. We can heat it up. It can heat up in the sun, or it can heat up with a little hot plate on it or a hand warmer on it. And I can use it as a warming plate on my shoulder, and it'll be great. It'll come in handy. I know it will. I didn't expose you to those guys up there to upset you. Right, I know. Put the light on anyway, just for the hell of it. Let's shine a little light on those bastards. Yeah. Shine a light. But it's funny, like, after watching the Charles Manson thing, like, those poor people, Sharon Tate, and all those people, the LaBiancas, everyone that was killed by those insane fucking Mansonites. You never know when someone's going to come crashing into your scene. But John is pointing out that California was ripe for that type of action because of the dark energy there. Yes. Also, it was a perfect storm. There's a lot of dark energy in California because everybody's fame hungry. Right. That has something to do with, a lot to do with it. So there's a lot of bad energy in California. It really, truly is. You're talking like black hole territory. People very unscrupulous. All that energy's got to go somewhere. And Charles Manson was the perfect storm. He was raised really bad, brought up very painful childhood, unloved, uncared for properly, tortured by his stepfathers. You know, his psyche was such that he was a time bomb. He was always a time bomb. He was brought up in institutions, you know, reform schools, back in and out of the prison system for his entire life before he became, you know, Charlie, the guy who ran the Manson family, right? And that dark energy tries to corrupt, you know, the light energy however it can. And really, Sharon Tate was a beacon of light. She was a sweet, sober, angelic girl, and she was the one whose death was really made the most prominent. She was married to Roman Polanski. She was just about to give birth to their only child. The Manson family stabbed her and ripped the baby from her and killed the baby. And this is not what God. This is never in a blueprint. Something like this. This is dark energy somehow getting the upper hand for that critical moment in time. And Charlie Manson provided that energy because he was like a manifestation of all these kinds of painful things in life. And there was abuse of substances to the point, the LSD, you're saying, well, yeah, they were completely out of touch with reality. Completely out of touch with reality. You start to get that way when you do it a lot. And that's why I really had to beg off and stop doing LSD. Not because I was ever tempted to do anything like that, but just because you could feel that you really don't need that substance. You can find your own way in the world without it. But, you know, you need to have faith, and you have to really keep that faith strong and develop it like a muscle. And so these people, you know, that whole Manson family thing, they glommed onto the Beatles. We were such a light force, really. We were a positive, loving force. That's what we tried to project with our music and our message. And that dark energy that manifested in Charlie Manson took that message and twisted it completely within its members' minds, the Manson family members' minds, to make it into an evil message regarding race wars and murder and mayhem. And it can happen just like that. If there's a perfect storm and you happen to be caught in the middle of it. And unfortunately, this is what happened. And you asking me right now how God feels about something. How do you think God feels about something like that happening? I'm sure it breaks his, yeah, it's not what he had in mind. He had, the free will was always in place, but that was, so maybe God should, well, I shouldn't say, what? Maybe people shouldn't have ever been given free will. And then what? Creation begets creation. Yes, I understand what you're saying, that humans do really bad things with their free will. But we're going to turn that around. And this is just the beginning. Now, I didn't make you watch that. You seemed drawn to it. Well, yes, because I had never got the full story about Manson. And like I was about to say, John does not make me. There is no Charlie Manson to channel. That's what I was getting. That's what I wanted to get at with this reading. Okay, there's no Charlie Manson to channel. And because that energy that there's no that energy that started out as that child when Charlie Manson was born, left his body somewhere around reform school. Okay. And he was demonically possessed. That's correct. a charlatan, a demon in human form, still able to pull the wool over many eyes, the eyes that committed the crimes that he dictated, all weak individuals. What about those women that did the stabbings, the actual, and that guy Tex? Well, that's up to God. I can't even think about what was happening there. There would never be an explanation good enough for me, and I don't think for you either. Some things we'll never know. Why those people were able to be coerced in such a way. All I can keep saying is it was the dark energy pulling at them, and they felt that he was their leader. They became convinced that he was their leader. Let's take that I-CHING that I wanted you to look at today. Okay. All right. Johnny today picked I-CHING number 10, which is treading carefully. Competent people find their way and make progress, even in difficult circumstances. Consider your steps carefully when powerful forces surround you. The weak and strong can coexist when the weaker element does not impose upon the stronger one, when it maintains good humor and when it avoids taking bold action. When treading among sleeping tigers or slippery stones, step gingerly and don't stumble. At this time, a relatively humble force or person is having influence over a stronger one, and for this reason must be particularly careful. In the company of brash people, rushing wildly ahead will only bring misfortune. Now is not a good time for taking initiative. Rather, try getting by with a little grace and good humor. In the court of a powerful king, the jester often has more power than a prince. Right. Okay, so let's take it with the number 11, like we said. Okay. So the first one was treading carefully and using humor as, and you had a quote like that. You can get them better with humor. Right. Right. Okay, so the second I-CHING was 11. We had 2 in a row today. Harmony. Earth seems to be above heaven, the sky, and heaven is on earth. The gravity of matter merges into the upward radiation of light to create a condition of deep harmony. This is a time of peace and blessings of all living things. The affairs of humanity, tranquility comes when the good, strong, and powerful show favor to the lowly. And that's what happened with that too. Right. Manson was so fame hungry. And he thought he had talent, as much talent as like the Beatles or somebody, and he couldn't deal with being snubbed. He had talent, but he wasn't what they were looking for in the industry, so that drove him over the edge too. Right. Tranquility comes when good, strong, and powerful show favor to the lowly. Those who are more modest are well disposed towards those who are currently blessed. There is an end to all feuds. The energy is high, the way is clear, and the prospects for great success are outstanding. A deep chaos abides in nature, but humanity, by carefully responding to the rhythms and cycles of the time, can find peace in the natural world. By planting the right crop in the right place in the right season, the mindfulness of the farmer brings harmony to the natural world of plants, and in return prosperity to his family. Similarly, business needs to adjust to the natural cycles of different seasons. Through flexibility, John. Only through flexibility and constant adjusting can order and growth be maintained. This peace produces a time of flowering and prosperity. Wise people channel this positive energy to all areas of life, just as a farmer waters his or her fields and orchards. But be vigilant and discriminating. Peaceful conditions promote the growth of weeds as well as flowers. And we'll meditate on those. Okay. So, treading carefully and ultimately harmony. Yes, that is what we are striving for. That is all we need to know, that this is our mission. Right. You know, his mission, Manson, well, I say, that's not a mission at all. That's murder. That's mayhem. So, and no, it did not, I did not take responsibility. None of us did. We felt sickened that our music was tied in and roped in with that idiot, but that idiotic energy. However, we knew we did not create it in that vein, and therefore we did not take responsibility for it, just the way J.D. Salinger does not take responsibility for writing Catcher in the Rye. Right. Look, I love you. It's been a great day, and I'm happy we watched that together. And we can work on the Fox copy work a little bit more, or we can just relax and get ready for bed. I'm good either way. All right, honey, you're easy going tonight. I get the hiccups a little bit now. Praise be God and Mother. Thank you for this lovely day. Oh, what about the guys upstairs? Well, they know you're onto them now, big time. They know you're onto them big time. And what does that mean? It means watch out. Watch out, neighbor.